Yo, what's up, everybody? Aggro and BaRRaCCuDDa as per usual, but this week we've got a very special edition of the Backliners podcast. We've got our very first live interactive AMA. Our podcast super fans are hopping in to the Hear Me Cheer website right now to participate with us, which should be a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody who got a ticket. We're super excited to have you on the show and talk to you about it. And if you were in the live stream, or if you were in there with your ticket, you may have heard us talk about what BaRRaCCuDDa has going on in his life beforehand. You got a little exclusive behind the scenes. Barra, tell the good people who were foolish enough to not buy tickets what you told me right before we went live.
Okay, so today I tripped over my feet, which is something I don't normally do when I'm walking. And my right big toenail went into my left foot on the top, And I was like, not thinking anything of it. Right. And then earlier when I was in the bathroom, I looked down and I'm like missing a giant chunk of my toenail. And then just now, while we were waiting for the podcast to start, I got a good look at my toe and I'm just missing a good chunk of my toenail, the pink part of my toenail,
The pink part, he says. And I, of course, go,
the pink part.
What do you mean by the pink part? Which is obviously an okay question for the record. I guess as I'm looking at it, I'm understanding that you're missing a piece of the part of your nail that's like directly over your skin. Okay. Yeah. But no one should say it that way.
Why not?
Because it makes no sense, Barra. There's no pink part of the nail.
Your nail is literally pink. All of your nails literally have pink on them.
Well, I guess.
What do you mean? It's white and then pink.
I would argue it's pink then white, but we can. I suppose that's semantics. I suppose that's semantics. All I'm saying is it would be more accurate for you to say the middle part of your toe or something.
It's not the middle part.
Then where is it?
This
is why the pink part. What I was envisioning now was that it was in the middle. Where is it?
It's near the white part on the edge.
Okay. Great. So you won't have to deal with it for very long. It'll be
it's still missing okay, whatever. It's the pink part.
This is going to be a good episode. I can feel it. Look, this is actually perfect timing for our very first live interactive show because this was an off week for the SPL, so not a lot to talk about on that front. So we would typically do an AMA episode in this spot anyways. So if you have got a ticket to be on the show, make sure you're following the instructions in your email or however it is that you learn to join. If you are in the holding room right now, like podcast super fan Brian Judd, that's just the first person I can see. Then and you're ready to ask your question, you got a little hand raise button that you can use. And Barra, let's maybe give them an example of something they could ask us. Okay, like you could come in and ask like, "Hey, Aggro, how hard is it?"
What are the two parts of your nail? Pink and white.
No one needs to ask that. You can instead ask something along the lines of, "Hey, Aggro, how hard is it dealing with Barra on a week-to-week basis?" And then we could spend 45 minutes on that topic, and
I am so easy to deal with, man. Last episode I was a little loopy. This episode I am a little loopy as well. So I mean, I might be a handful today, and you can ask literally. You can ask anything PG-13.
Yes, PG-13. Good. Good.
Nothing beyond that, please. Keep it family friendly.
Family friendly. Yeah, that's
family friendly. And that's all you have to do.
That's good. Also, another example of something that you could ask is, hey, Aggro and Barra, what do I do if I'm sick of getting absolutely bent over by all these big wireless providers all the time? Like, what do I do if I'm so sick of all these fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers?
Well, do they have a friend named Ryan Reynolds?
In this instance, they don't, but in this instance, we do. Because our friend Ryan Reynolds, who we're very good friends with, and we know personally for sure, has been a creator and owner of this beautiful little thing called Mint Mobile. Barra, did you know that for just $15 a month, You can get
What?
premium wireless service from Mint Mobile. And I know what you're thinking right now, Barra.
Well-
What's the catch? But after speaking with them and using their service, it all made sense.
You
There
spoke with
isn't-
Ryan Reynolds personally?
Yeah, and he told me, how did you
Wow.
get this number? And then hung up. But I somehow,
A little rude.
out of that
Yeah.
little conversation, I did gather that all plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. I knew that I could use my own phone plan, or use my own phone with Mint Mobile and keep my same phone number and all of my existing contacts, and that if I wasn't 100% satisfied, Mint Mobile would have me covered with their 7-day money-back guarantee. Barra, I'm going to pause here for dramatic effect, and if you want to say anything, you can.
I don't. But actually, I do. So earlier when you asked me if I knew about it, I did actually know about it because me and Destiny have swapped over. Well, we swapped over way back, but you don't have to know all the details about it. But we did swap, and Destiny saved $260 on her
260
yearly
bones?
Yeah, on bones on her yearly phone bill.
That's a lot. That's a lot of bones.
That is a lot of bones. I don't know what we're gonna do with all
How
these
many
extra
bones are in the human body?
260.
I don't think that's true.
Oh.
It's 206. So she saved more bones than are in the human body. Wait, didn't you go to college for something that should have told you that?
Yes, but that was a long time ago. that was like 9 years ago at this point, bro.
You were the best expert I could have possibly had on how many bones are in the body, and
9
you
years
totally
ago?
choked. You
Okay,
totally
I knew
choked.
it was in the 200s, and I was hoping it was around 260. Look, I got the numbers mixed up. It's 206, 260.
Okay.
Just
All
do
right,
a little swap. The pink part of the nail goes right there. Ta-da!
Right. Yeah. Good God. That degree really doing a lot of work for you there, Barry.
I should know that too.
You should.
It's the pink part of the nail. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't
I'm
on your
embarrassing
final.
myself a lot right now.
To get your
Sorry.
new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped straight to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/backliners. That's mintmobile.com/backliners.
I swear, Mom and Dad, I paid attention in college. I swear, I graduated, okay? I paid attention.
At mintmobile.com/backliners. Has any podcast that's been on Twitch had more question marks put in chat than ours, by the way? I feel like we have to be the Guinness World Record holders for that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Oh, God.
Every time I see someone put multiple question marks in chat, I know we're doing something right.
It's normally about your takes.
Okay. Agree to disagree. All of these were about you, so that's all we got. All right, time to bring in our very first guest, our first podcast fan joining the show live on the air. It's Evan Newcombe. Evan, thanks so much for being a fan of the show and for hopping on, man. Happy to have you along.
Hi, you guys hear me right?
Oh, we hear you beautiful. This site's working beautifully. That's
all right.
I love it. What's up, man? And what you got on your mind?
All right, so Aggro, you mentioned it last week about asking about I think you should leave because you actually got me onto it when you first mentioned
yes! We have a genius joining the show right off the bat.
And I love it.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I love the show, and I need to know why you and why Barra doesn't like it. I gotta know.
Me too. This is a question that I have too, Evan.
Stupid.
Wait, Barra, can I say before you answer Evan's question?
Okay. It was my question, but
as I said on the podcast last week, watch season 2. The first episode of season 2 is an absolute banger. Okay, all of us feel uncomfortable during Little Buff Boys. That's a normal response. Okay, but every other sketch,
you just said Little Buff Boys on a podcast.
Yeah, it's okay. That's what it's about. Sometimes that's how it goes. But the rest of the sketches are all genius. Like the opening one where you can't skip lunch and he's got the hot dog in the sleeve. I was crying instantly. I thought that was so funny. And Barra messages me, Evan, and says, this show is horrible. I'm going to pull up the actual messages. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Okay,
we had
so
to
while
stop
you're doing
is the first one I saw.
It's
unbelievable.
Okay, so you're going to keep going or okay.
No.
So you're done?
We had to stop. And I sent 5 question marks back.
It's literally the worst show I've ever seen. It's more cringy than The Office, and it's just straight up stupid humor. Like,
Evan, do you see what I
have
have to deal with?
if you're like a 13-year-old,
I see
like
it.
going through puberty, it'd be hilarious.
You literally just don't
If
get
I
it,
was
man.
just the
That's
most
only
immature
explanation.
person in the world, I would love that show. So, no offense, Evan. Sorry. It's
No.
It's
Evan,
just not a
offense.
funny show.
He means offense. He
I
does.
don't mean offense. It's just my opinion, which is currently correct in this point.
Wrong. Best show of all time.
It's wrong. I've showed Coffin Flop to all my friends. It's just
Yes, dude. Coffin Flop is so good. Coffin Flop is so good. I swear, my brain is so broken. My wife tells me all the time. She literally looks at me and goes, "Your brain is broken from I Think You Should Leave," because all like the way I talk has just been completely changed
Stupefied.
by I Think You Should Leave. Like it's unbelievable.
terrible
Evan, what's
show.
can you give me your favorite sketch from I Think You Should Leave? Not to put you on the spot, but I just want to. I
credits.
just love talking about it. The credits.
Oh, okay. Well, so first things first, I think Coffin Flop's my favorite from that one because I just think it's so funny
Absolutely
and so
genius.
easy to watch. But like,
Yes.
I can't like remember because I haven't watched it in a few months. So
You can always go for a rewatch, man. That's the thing about I Think
Yes.
You Should Leave is that it only gets funnier.
yeah,
more
I
you watch
agree. The first time I watched it, I didn't like it as much. When I brought it back the
Exactly.
second time around, it was so much funnier because
So
I
much
realized
better.
I was referencing things that I had seen in the show without even noticing.
I've been waiting for years for a hit on Corn Cob TV, Evan, and finally we have it with the backliners. Can we get on Corn Cob TV? That's really where we need to be. Barra, you don't even get the reference, man. Wait, is Coffin Flop in the first episode of season
is.
2?
Yeah.
It is. Okay, great. Then you get it. Such a good show, man. I don't know what to tell
No.
you, Barra. We're just
What do you
filming
mean?
all these funerals and we're airing the ones where the bodies fall out. Okay, like what do you want from me?
Humor.
Unbelievable.
A
Evan, I'm sorry
laugh.
you had to deal with this.
It's so
that-
funny.
I'm glad that you found the show. But I'm
That's
sorry
literally what
that Barra
they
doesn't
use to
share,
torture prisoners of war. They put that show on.
Awesome.
They
We
force
break
you
the
to
Geneva
watch that show.
Convention with I Think You Should Leave. Really? That's where we're at?
It's a terrible show. It's literally torture.
You suck, Barra. You just don't get it. Evan, do you have another question that you had on your mind?
I might as well. So if you had to pick one player that you never got to play with, both of you, to
Mm.
play with today, who would it be? And you can have it, and it can't be a teammate. So
Ooh, good question.
Like from any era, like I can pick
Any
like their
era.
season.
any era, any season,
Ooh.
pick them.
I would go Yaman season 2.
You just want to not have to worry about winning, huh? You can just let that man do it all for you.
That dude, that literally, it's like watching like Gordon Ramsay cook. Like there's
True.
just something going on there that's just like perfect.
It's
I have
beyond
so
you.
much
Yeah.
respect for like Yaman back then. Like, oh,
Agreed.
so good.
I'll pick a console player because that feels appropriate to me.
Mhm.
I think I would have, little known fact, right before I took the job at High Res, we were trying out new ADCs because we were kicking Keegs because he slept through a set against a winless team. Don't know if I brought that up before. And we tried out Paul to play ADC for us because he was playing ADC at the time. And I really feel like if we had just picked up Paul and I had stayed, we would have won Worlds that year. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to go with Paul or, Griff in the chat. Griff would have been a good one, but Griff was after my time, all that like Bobby and Layers and Griff, like they all kind of started right as I retired. I was gatekeeping them, if you will. So that's kind of the way it is. Sam wants me to do SPL. Okay. I'm going to go with Sam because he just gets it. And our pickleball synergy is unbelievable. Sam and I are the greatest pickleball duo to ever exist. So I have to imagine that our mid jungle synergy would have also been there. There we go. Evan, thanks so much for the time, man. Appreciate the support. But we got some other people to get to. So thanks for the time. I believe next up we got Joseph coming in. Joseph, what's going on, man?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Oh, we can.
Yo,
what's up,
what's up,
dude? How
dog?
are you?
I'm doing good. First of all, just great talking to you all. I've watched literally every single episode, so without fail.
Sorry about that.
That's the homie right there. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry if your brain is melted alongside ours. That's it
Hey,
is a
bro,
side
it's
effect.
peak content. Peak content. For sure.
I appreciate that, brother.
Even with all the toenails, but
Or lack thereof.
True. But yeah, so my question is, it's mainly for BaRRa, but Aggro, you can chime in too. It's mainly like, how do you deal with like mentality, like while you're playing, like specifically like when like tilting at yourself or like getting angry at yourself when you're like not performing well, and like how do you like bounce back or just like not get tilted in the first place?
For ranked games or for like competitive?
Well, this isn't specifically about Smite. It's more like in general because I speedrun and I find myself getting tilted at myself a lot.
That's dope. What game do you speedrun?
I speedrun Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights.
Dude,
Nice.
I love that. That is such a sick answer to what game do you speedrun. I'm all about that. All right, Barra, go ahead. I have no idea what that game is for the record, but I think that's hilarious.
Hey, you know.
I would say the easiest way is to just kind of realize that everything you're doing is a learning process. And even the goats of literally everything have done thousands upon thousands of mistakes to get to where they are. So you just gotta have to realize that you're not perfect and you will mess up. And you can't compare yourself to other people, whether it's on social media or whatever it is. Like for me, I would get tilted like seeing other people's like viewership or other like achievements. And I'd be like, why am I not as good? And then I would focus too much on my own mistakes and just kind of like do that downward spiral, you know? And the best way to stop that is to just kind of realize when you're getting in that negative kind of repeating pattern in your head and try to swap that to a positive kind of like chain of thinking to say, it's okay for me to make mistakes. It's okay for me to not be perfect. It's okay for me to like miss this auto attack or miss this ability because I've done it so well so many times before. And in this instance, whatever, my brain, my muscles, whatever, there was just a misconnection there. And to just kind of move on from that moment and to refocus as quickly as possible. Because if you stay in that tilted mindset, it just starts to affect everything. Like literally, you'll start playing worse. You'll start like out of game, being more tilted, more like, I guess, quicker to lose focus. And the best way is to just kind of like keep that very tight and positive in your brain for like, you're just climbing a kind of forever hill, and use that to just to continue to further yourself and to get better.
Yeah, I would say, you know, I don't have a lot of experience speedrunning, but I think that when it comes to something like that, the advice I would give is, you know, these runs in you know, world records and that kind of stuff, like it's only one, you know what I mean? It only takes one. And so to get upset at yourself or at the game or angry about a run that just didn't go the way you wanted isn't super fruitful, because as far, you know, it could be just the next one that you get it with, you know, and that is your best run ever. And then you can kind of learn, and like Barra said, kind of use those as building experiences. But, you know, you could just have a moment of absolute transcendent knowledge and, you know, you could hit everything all of a sudden, and for no rhyme or reason, that's just your best run ever. And then you just have to try and work to get that back again. So I think that I would just kind of have, you know, Mifflin and I laugh about it all the time, like the fighting game players, like when something goes horribly wrong, you'll see them just kind of like nod once and then they're just like right back into it. You just got to nod it off. We say that to each other all the time. Just like nod it off, know that it could be your next one. And if it's not your next one, then it could be the one after that, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that would be what I would have to say on that. Dope. Well, thanks, Joseph. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're all good. Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate you calling in and being a supporter of the podcast, of course. All right, next up, we got Chris coming in. Yo, what's good, Chris? How you doing,
Chris?
Doing good, guys. How you doing tonight?
Doing great. Man.
Good.
What can we help you? You know, maybe we should do a question and a life advice. No, we're gonna take too much time. I just want to do a life advice podcast. Can you guys tell? That's really what I want to be doing. Why I think I'm qualified, I don't know. I'm really not, actually.
I feel like my
I
question
think
might
it's fun.
allude to life advice.
Oh, Chris, you're the right man for the job. Then how can we help?
Okay, so I've been noticing a trend here throughout the Smite Pro community, guys at high res, guys in the Pro League, and I think there was a correlation here, and I want the question answered because you guys have both been around for a long time. You know the Smite Pro community really well. Is it true that each team and also the studio has to have somebody that is just insanely ripped with tree trunks for arms to be a part of the pro community?
Yeah, I'm glad someone finally asked this, Chris, because I need to get to the bottom of this, okay? How did Dolson get so big? Okay, it's out of control. Have you seen pictures of him, like when he was in high school and that kind of stuff? He looked like Steve Rogers before the Super Soldier Serum, and now he looks like Steve Rogers after the Super Soldier Serum. And the question I've got to ask is, why the hell didn't I get the Super Soldier Serum? Why not me? Huh? I know the answer, and it's because I would be unbearable. If I was as hot as Dolson, I would be so arrogant. It would be absolutely insane.
I know I saw that picture that Fino put on Twitter. He put a shirtless photo on Twitter.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Barra, did that intimidate you, knowing that Cucullin IRL was coming at you with Cucullin in-game?
Well, I mean, I stare at him anyways when we play at the studio, so now I'll just be staring at him even more, just now that I know what's underneath, like, good Lord, man. He needs to put, like, a not safe for work tag on that, because, like, you could just get sucked into that. Like, his beauty, his muscles, But
unbelievable.
I think it started with PBM. PBM transformed, and then the entire Smite community was like, oh my goodness, like, we got to get like that guy. And then everyone just started like exploding. Like, yeah,
it is actually insane, dude. It is really awesome to like have a community where a bunch of forward-facing figures are really fitness focused and can try and help inspire some people to live some healthier lifestyles. Because as we all know, it's very easy as gamers to sit around and eat nothing but junk food and all that kind of stuff. So having people to remind those of us like me to maybe hit the gym every once in a while is nice. They haven't convinced me yet, clearly, but maybe one day.
I feel like at this point, if I just go get ripped, my ELO will naturally get better. Like that's how that works, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's any different. Like I don't see why it wouldn't. Here's what, Chris, if you're looking for some life advice on how to get your ELO up, let me help, okay? Number one, get ripped. That's definitely going to be the thing. Number two, switch over to Mint Mobile. Get your premium wireless service for just $15 a month. And number three, and potentially most importantly, shave your balls with some stuff from Manscaped. You know I was working it at some point. Ho, 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 gentlemen. The holidays came early here at Manscaped, the leading men's hygiene brand. Manscaped just launched new products, including their all-new ultra-premium body wash and a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. It's time to give yourself or someone who needs it, Chris in this instance, the gift of beautiful skin, hair, and balls this holiday season. Chris, I'm sorry to put some evil on your balls.
I wasn't prepared to come in here and have my balls be the topic of conversation. This is
someone had to do it, Chris. It just happened to be you, my friend. Go to manscaped.com and use code BACK for 20% off plus free shipping. Barra, you know how I prepped for this podcast today? I knew this was going to be big for us. It's our first interactive event. I had to be at my best. I went and I used my Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0.
Oh, you did?
That's what I did. And let me tell you, that's why I feel like I'm on point here tonight.
Can I apologize to my parents again?
What's that?
Can I apologize to my parents again?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Just okay.
I'm sorry to Barra's parents as well. It's just like now at this point.
I just don't want my mom thinking about you in that way.
Okay, man. Okay, now I
don't
feel
say
bad.
Okay, man. You're the one gloating over there with your
I'm just
balls.
telling the good people listening to the podcast, and Chris included, that they can get 20% off plus free shipping with the code BACK at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com and use code BACK. Clean up your nuts and make Santa proud this year. That's manscaped.com.
Look, I'll be your scapegoat here. I'm assuming your mom possibly knows Aggro, so now you could just say it's about this random guy Chris's balls that she doesn't know. It's totally fine.
Chris, you are a good man, my friend. Chris, thank you. But now that you've said that, we need to make you leave the call. So I'm sorry you're kicked out, but that's the way it has to be. Instantly ejected by production. Really good work on that hook there, Tony. That was like, I imagine if we were doing a live show, the cane would have come off from like the side of the stage and yanked him off. That's what I get.
Wait, did we yank in the right direction there? I think I yanked.
Oh yeah, I think we may have. Nicely done.
Nice.
We're getting good at this whole podcast thing. All right, next up on the show we got Shane. Shane, what's going on, my friend?
Hi, Shane.
Nothing much. How's it going, guys?
Hold on, Shane. We cannot be starting you off like that. Barra, what was that, man?
I had a lot of mucus in my throat and didn't want to be rude, so I was moving it around, and I just had to say hi before I drank some water.
All right, here. Let's get on the same page. Hi,
Oh no.
Shane.
Hi, Shane.
What's up, man?
I was doing pretty good. I was trying to think of a good question to help Barra with a good layup here, but it's getting difficult, I feel like.
It sure is, but it gets harder every time.
I'm going to suck on some ginger real quick while you think.
Some ginger? Is that raw ginger?
No, it's called gin. It's ginger. Just let me put it in my mouth and then you think
Man, I'm sad we did the Manscaped ad already. Hey-o! Okay, Shane, go ahead. What's your question, buddy?
I was wondering, what is your guys' like pre-game or pre-cast ritual?
That's a
Look
great
at pictures
question.
of Fine Okay.
Yeah, that'll get you in the right mood. No, I really don't have any for regular season, which is probably a bad thing to admit. But I just find that I'm doing my own thing and I'm kind of getting in there. I will say for like big events, like finals and playoffs and that kind of stuff, I'm someone who the 5 or 10 minutes right before I go live, I do not want to talk to anybody. I just kind of want to. I put in some headphones and I just go to a secluded corner. I like to pace in order to like keep my heart rate high and not like sitting down. But I really just try and take like a slow pace in a secluded little area. I always listen to some, like hype up songs. My big one that I listen to for World Finals every year is BFG Division from the Doom soundtrack, which is an absolutely sick song that I would definitely recommend for like gym playlists and that kind of stuff. But I just really try and clear my head and think about what storylines I want to be talking about. And, like I kind of mentally review how teams got to this point and try and take some expectation out of it. But, expectations are obviously going to be built into my storylines. But for the most part, I'm sitting around and talking with everyone and doing my own thing. But then like 5 or 10 minutes beforehand, I always kind of go off into my own little corner and try and get a little amped up with my favorite hype up song. So that's what I do. Barra, do you want to give a real answer? Do you want these poor people to think that you look at pictures of Fine Okay?
Well, I mean, I do, but for regular season games, I don't really. It's not that I don't like care too much, but I don't like view them the same as like playoffs and finals, or playoffs and finals, playoffs and like worlds. So for regular season, I'll listen to some music on the way to the studios, or I'll just like throw up some like hype Spotify playlist or just play like some of my songs that I know. There isn't anything I gravitate towards particularly song-wise, but kind of just if I'm feeling like I need the extra energy, I'll go for something faster, obviously. And then it's actually kind of funny, for Worlds and playoffs, I kind of do the same thing Aggro does, where I don't like to talk. I just like to refocus, make sure my mind's right for everything. I don't like to talk to people. Even at like Worlds where there's like tons of people around, like back before COVID, I would just kind of like stay in my own little area, my own little zone, and just make sure that my mind is right of what I need to accomplish this set, how I want to play the map, what gods I want to choose. Just kind of like make sure everything in my mind is set like as crystal clear as possible. I think I used to do that for regular season games a lot more, but now I'm just so used to it that I don't need like the extra hype, the extra energy for those instances. I just kind of save that for like playoffs and worlds and stuff.
The wily veteran. He's got it on lock these days. Yeah, I would
True.
say also I'm a big believer in like thinking about how I want something to go and kind of replaying it in my head over and over again and trying to like get in that feel. A good example is like if anyone's a golfer out there, I'm really into golf, and you'll hear a lot of golf instructors and that kind of stuff tell you to think about what a good shot is going to feel like here, how it's going to look, you know, how it's going to fly through the air, how it's going to land, all that kind of stuff. And that's harder to do for something like casting, but just in general, I think like thinking about trying to take away those bad thoughts about like messing up or something like that, but really focusing mentally on like, this is what it's going to sound like, this is what it's going to look like when everything's going well, and trying to kind of keep those in my mind is something that I think is really helpful. It hasn't helped my golf game a whole lot, but I think those are I think that might be a separate issue, unfortunately, that I can blame on that. But thank you, Shane. I appreciate you hopping in and asking the question. I appreciate you being a fan of the podcast. And next up, we got Lucas joining us up. Yo, what's up, Lucas? How you doing tonight?
What's up, Lucas?
Great. How are you guys?
Doing good.
I'm having a blast, dude. This is more. I thought this was going to be really fun, but I'm having more fun than I thought I would.
I had to make sure I sounded manly on the intro. Sorry.
Yeah, Lucas.
Lucas. Hello, Lucas. Welcome to the podcast.
So I'll keep the fun going for Aggro. My question's for you.
Sure.
It's in the life advice category.
Oh, yes. My favorite.
So I'm getting married this weekend.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Thank you. Yes. So you seem to have a happy marriage. Like, what's your best advice in that department?
Ooh.
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so as far as your wedding goes, if it's anything like mine, something will go horrifically wrong at the last minute. And you should just take a deep breath and remember that you will not care about this later, that it seems like a big deal now. For example, my wedding was during COVID, and we had to uninvite the vast majority of the guest list. We were going to have a near 150 person wedding. We cut it down to 30 so that no one would have to travel, and that we could trust everyone to quarantine and all that kind of stuff. And so what our plan was that we were going to Zoom the wedding to the friends and family that were unable to make it. And then as we're about to go out, I go, hey, we haven't heard anything about the Zoom. Has anyone checked on that? And then we realize that no one has set that up, and that it is not happening right now. And so I start scrambling to try and get it happening and all this kind of stuff. And luckily, my friends and family were like, hey man, it's not going to be a big deal. Everyone is going to understand. Just like focus on, doing the thing, and everything will be okay. And again, I was really upset in the moment. Does not register to me at all anymore. Do not care. Because, it just turned out really well, and everything was great. And it was obviously a great time. So, don't stress too much about what's going on at the wedding. You are going to have a great time. I feel confident in saying that. So don't stress too much. As for like straight up relationship advice, and, making sure your marriage is as good as possible. It's really cliche advice, but it is because it's true, that communication is everything. Learning how to voice your displeasure in ways that are not combative or patronizing or anything like that, and just being able to work through issues that arise, because issues will arise. That's just how it goes. But trying to be empathetic, and something that I think that has helped me is to not take feedback, take constructive criticism in a constructive criticism way. Like none of us are perfect, and you're going to have to change the way you do some things, and that's good and it's healthy. And to not be stuck in the mud on those sorts of things. But I think that, just being willing to compromise is obviously big, but, if you got to a point where you're getting married, these are all things that I'm sure you've already become a lot better at, but I'm just here to tell you that, that it continues, getting married doesn't change a whole lot, in my mind, but my wife and I were together for like 10 years before we got married. Someone wouldn't propose, weirdo. So those are the sorts of things that I would say. But BaRRa's relationship, we were actually just talking about it. It was actually saved by going to mintmobile.com/backliners. Because that $260 that Destiny saved was absolutely huge. So maybe if you haven't switched over to Mint Mobile, that's a good place to start as well. I'm sorry, that was very.
Thank you so much, Mint Mobile. Ryan Reynolds, I love you.
Yeah, Barra. Yeah, if you've got anything to add that isn't Mint Mobile, yeah.
I mean, for like long relationship wise, I think it's really important to love your partner's flaws as well as what they're good at. Because I think that was one thing I've learned as I've matured is to just, like, when you fall in love with someone, you have to love literally every part about them. And everyone has flaws, even Aggro. I know, it's crazy. He loves this show and on Netflix, and I just don't get it. Realistically, I think it's just you have to accept them for who they are, and you have to accept that you can't change that, and to just you just have to love who they are. And I think it's as simple as that for me.
There you go. Oh, my wife is coming right now. Oh, thank you. With some water. That's what you got to do in a very
Destiny.
cup.
I'm parched.
Okay. Don't talk to your partner like that, Lucas. There's a hint for you. Don't yell out, "Hey, partner, I'm parched." That is not. Yeah, don't do that one. That is really good work. Well, congratulations, Lucas.
Congratulations.
I hope you have a great wedding. I'm sure you will.
Thanks, guys. Love the podcast.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate you getting a ticket and happening. Happy to have you on the show. All right, next up, it's Seafog joining in. Yo, what's up, Seafog? How you doing?
Yo,
Doing well. I have two questions for you.
Sure.
And the first one's a real short one.
Okay.
It goes back to the number of bones in the human body.
Oh, no.
Did you know that giraffes and humans have the same number of neck bones?
Really? Well,
Yeah,
we got
right?
shortchanged on that, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of messed up that's true. Well, would you really want a giraffe-sized neck? Like, probably not.
Holy cow, those things are huge.
Did you have to look up giraffes?
No, they're bones.
You've seen the outside, Barra. You can take it.
I didn't see the inside. What do you mean?
What do you need to see, bro? They're big.
He said that's the same number, so I have to see for myself. And it is.
You didn't trust podcast superfan
I wanted to see
Seafog?
the size.
I trusted Seafog instantly.
Okay.
I didn't need to look up anything.
And you visually exactly knew the size of the vertebra?
No, but I can ballpark
Okay.
it. It's freaking big.
Yeah, it's freaking big, Aggro. It's freaking long.
Imagine how
Giraffes
long
have
it'd take
big
you to
necks.
shave that thing with a lawnmower 4.0. Manscaped.com/back 20% off plus free shipping. All right, Seafog, what's your second question?
Second question is what is one? We're getting towards the end of the year. So what is one thing from the past year that has been living rent free in your head? What's one thing you can't let go of?
Oh, no.
Boy, that is good. That is good.
I'll say getting backdoored by Titans. That has not been fun. When Layers, it was Layers, right? He joined Titans and backdoors.
Yeah, it was Layers. Yeah.
That we saw the wave, and someone didn't set up the wave properly to push out of our base. I won't say who.
Go ahead, say who.
And,
Say who or else.
I won't.
Say
It was
who.
Aggro.
We could go back
Yeah.
and watch the VOD, man. It's not a secret.
Well, you don't even want to look up a giraffe skeleton, so
That's because I don't trust you. I trust Seafog. I do not trust you. There's the difference. There it is.
yeah. So getting backdoored has kind of lived rent free, and every time we're dancing around a fire giant, I make sure that duo wave is pushed out, or someone can properly set up the wave to push away from our base. And yeah, that's
There you go. there have been a lot of things that have lived rent free in my head this year. But I'm gonna go with one that kind of ties in. I recently got something. I recently got it tattooed on me. Was this quote from my favorite book series called the Stormlight Archives, and it's the great Brandon Sanderson is just my favorite author of all time, and it really isn't close. But I read book 4 of the Stormlight Archives this year, and that was obviously great. I don't want to say anything, but a phrase in that book definitely has been living rent free in my head. But the first radiant ideal of life before death, strength before weakness, and journey before destination is something that, you know, I'm not kidding. Like whenever something like happens that like really gets me down or something like that, that is literally a quote that pops into my mind to like keep those things kind of in mind. And I have certainly found it helpful, which is why I got it tattooed on me. So I would say Brandon Sanderson being the GOAT and just the entire Stormlight Archives have been living pretty rent free in my head this year, is what I would say. I'm almost done with Dune, and I'm very excited to watch the movie. That's been the latest book I've been reading. And I'm excited to watch the movie.
Yeah,
Barra, have you seen the movie?
Sick.
Yeah,
no,
I've heard the movie's
I really
sick too.
want to. Never mind. That's not podcasting. I'll tell you afterwards.
Understood. Yeah, we won't get into that. CFOG, thanks so much for the questions, man. Thanks for learning us something on the podcast. CFOG. I appreciate that. All right, next up, I believe we got Steph coming in. Yo, what's up, Steph? How you doing tonight?
What's up, Steph?
Not bad. How about you?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Perfect.
What you got on your mind?
I mean, first off, I guess congratulations. I think this is the longest running Smite content series podcast.
Dude, can you guys believe how long we've been doing this with good consistency too? That's kind of nuts, huh?
With you?
I mean, rip to the Domination podcast.
I know, dude. Domination was great, but I think it kind of, all good things must come to an end. Eventually, the backliners will stop in 2046 whenever we're advertising the Lawnmower 43. And eventually it's going to have to stop. And in the Domination podcast as well, I really liked it. And I think it gave, it was good, but I think it was time for that one to go. So,
you know what? Here. I mean, Steph, it was just awesome to have it.
If it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for Domination ending, we couldn't be here. You know what I mean? We couldn't be here with the backliners. We couldn't have started this one. So
I'm kind of getting sad thinking about the end of the backliners now.
Don't have to, Barra. We still have lawnmowers 5 through 45 to go through before we're there. You're going to be able to play Smite 3 on the Lawnmower 30, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but we can't talk about it too much yet because that's going to be coming out somewhere in like the 2040s. But look forward to it. I think it's going to be good. But yeah, go ahead, Steph.
So I guess, thank you for all the content. It's always appreciated. I guess my question would be, with the recent news of the GOAT retiring, Baskin himself, who do you think would be the best player to never win a championship?
It's a great question.
It is like however you want to answer that, whether they retired or currently playing.
Sure.
Sorry.
I can't imagine it's going to be anyone else besides Baskin, to be honest with you, because every other player who has dominated their region over a long period of time, I think before last year you could have made an argument for Fred, but now he has a ring. Twig's a good one, but Twig has always been on really good teams and is obviously a great player. But has Twig ever dominated like Baskin truly did?
I think Twig dominates a different way. Baskin dominates, I will say, just like
Twig is a dominant teammate.
Yeah. I think he brings a lot behind the scenes where Baskin brings a lot immediately, you can visualize the plays that he's making. And I feel like Twig does that, but behind the scenes.
Yes. No, I mean, there are a lot of good ones out there, like Twig, Trix, Fine OK. They've all kind of come up in chat. All of those are really good answers. But for me, I really don't think any of those players, even if they play the rest of their careers, don't win a ring. I think Baskin would always be my answer. He just dominated on a level that few ever do.
Yep.
So I'm I'm a little sad that Baskin never got his ring, but it's just tough because, you know, in traditional sports, everyone always highly prioritizes how many championships you've won, even in games that are so much more team-based. You know, like imagine being called a worse player in like baseball when you haven't won a ring. Like, I can't control what 8 other dudes do up there at the plate and like, you know, out on the field and that kind of stuff. There's just so many factors. But I think winning a ring, the way I'll say it, and this kind of makes no sense, huh? I think winning a ring helps your legacy, but not winning a ring doesn't hurt it, if that makes sense. But it doesn't, because if it's getting raised by 1, then that means it does hurt it by not having it. But that's kind of like the nonsensical way that I view it, that like winning a championship definitely helps your legacy, but I'm not going to hold it against Baskin, and I still consider him one of the greatest players ever, even though he didn't win one.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think you put that well, honestly. Well, good.
Nice. I should talk for a living, huh? That would be a good idea.
No, I mean, you said it wouldn't make sense, but I think it did make sense. I think you put that in a good way.
Beautifully. That's what we
I
want
don't
to
know
see.
why I'm
Steph,
complimenting you. What am I doing?
what do you mean, Barra? We can be friendly on the podcast. We can build each other up. You know?
Yeah, you're doing great, Aggro.
Thanks, man. You're doing okay, I guess. Steph, thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate you being a fan of the podcast. We appreciate you.
Appreciate.
Oh, sorry, Steph.
Sorry.
We got it, though. He was going to say he appreciates me more than you, though, just so you know, Barra.
Really? That's not what I was hearing.
Well, that's what I heard.
He was about to propose his love for
No,
me.
that's what I heard. All right, next up, we got Brian coming in. Yo, Brian, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, what up, Brian?
Doing well. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. What's on your mind?
I have more of a random question of the week type question rather than a Smite question.
Absolutely
Nice.
love that from you, Brian. Keep up the good work.
Well, the other part is I think you should leave. So, you know. But anyway.
Brian!
Yes! What a good man! Sorry.
My random question is if you could have any random skill, like you could be a master at any random skill, what would it be? Now, obviously, bonus points for the more random that it is. Like, you know, you could say martial arts, but that's pretty straightforward, right? Versus underwater basket weaving, which would be more niche, right?
Yeah.
Brian, I thought you were stupid because you don't like I think you should leave, but clearly I was misplaced.
I'm on another level.
Yeah, clearly so. This is a very good question. And the first thing that came to my mind was I wish I was really sick at instruments, like being more musical, being able to like touch an instrument and be really good there. Singing also came to mind, but I'm going to go with one that I bet you weren't expecting, Brian, and it isn't as weird as underwater basket weaving, but I wish I was really sick at learning new languages. I wish I could speak a ton of different languages. I think that would be dope. So that's going to be my answer. I wish I could speak a bunch of different languages really well and have clean accents as well. They'd be like, is Portuguese your first language? And I'd be like, "Si." And then,
Dude, you're living your dream right now.
Exactly. Nailed it.
So mine, I don't know if it's like, I don't know. I think mine's pretty standard and boring. Mine would just be carpentry. I've kind of always, for some reason, loved that. I don't know why, but since childhood, I've literally just, like, honestly, probably when I retire, I'll probably just delve into that really hard. But I just kind of wish I did it a lot more, or did it all, I guess, in my childhood and like teenage years, to where I developed that skill. I don't know why, but I just always love the idea of like creating my own things, or like creating my own furniture, or giving it to other people. Don't know why. I really have a fascination for it.
Have you ever built anything, Barra?
A Smite career.
A successful stream. There you go. That's the answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
And at least we know what you're going to do in retirement now.
Exactly. That's a good point. You get a little double dip for your question.
I could stream my carpentry. Sorry.
Before we let you go, what's your answer to your question? I think this was a good question. I'm curious.
So for my first answer would be similar to what you were thinking with instruments, but it'd be specifically violin, because I think that a good violin player, like I would never sit down to learn that, and I'm not I'm too old to start.
Yeah,
but
can't be asked. Can't be asked.
Yeah, no way. But I just think that music is just incredible when it's just a solo violin player. But I guess like my second answer would be like really, really good at cooking any cuisine. So it's a bit different than language,
cooking would
but
be a really good one.
any cuisine and just being able to be a master at that, like, oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's a
sick.
great answer. That's a great answer. All right, Brian, thanks for the great question. Appreciate you you stopping by and being a fan of the podcast. Appreciate
Brian.
you. Also, you're wrong for not liking I Think You Should Leave.
What?
And now he can't defend himself, so that's
Well,
too
you
easy
said that
for
right
me,
when you-
baby. I love it.
That is
I'm in
messed
total
up, man.
control except for everyone behind the scenes, so whatever. All right, next up, we got Pablo joining the show. Pablo, how you doing tonight?
Hello, Pablo.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah, we
sir.
got you loud and clear.
Sound
Oh,
good.
wow, this is exciting. How's it going?
It's exciting for us too to have you here, Pablo. Let me say.
It's good.
Oh, no, this is kind of exciting for me. I always watch on YouTube, so I'm never on Twitch.
Oh, there you go. Well, this is your
welcome.
first live show, and you're a part of it. That's
That is
that's a
sick.
big change up. I like it.
I know. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Pablo's mom. Sorry if my Manscaped ad made you uncomfortable earlier. That was not my intention.
Oh, no, I
These
wish I
poor
was part of the Manscaped ad. I was going to say
Hey,
Manscaped Mom. Whoops.
Pablo, you can be, because all you have to do to get 20% off plus free shipping is go to manscaped.com/back. Pablo, did you know? Hold on, let me find a little thing that I could tell you here. Pablo, did you know that the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant, moisturizer, and toner? And I'm not kidding when I say this, Pablo. This is not even written down here. That stuff owns, okay? It is really nice. So if you that might be the direction you want to go, is to get the Performance Package 4.0.
Funny enough, I actually did buy the 4.0 package. It is really good.
Pablo, tell me your favorite part of the package. Tell me about it. You Pablo, you do the Manscaped ad, okay? Go for it. It's all you.
Oh, God. I don't like being put on the spotlight.
Okay, sorry. Then I won't. No, Pablo, you don't have to. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
My mom's in
it's
chat.
fine. I love the crop preserver. I love the lawnmower. It literally revitalizes your balls, I have to say.
It sure does, Pablo. Well said. I love that Barrett's mom goes, "Hi, Pablo," in the chat. That is so funny. Mrs. Salter, my deepest apologies for having us talk about this. But you know, that's part of the gig. That's what she could say. All right, Pablo, what's your question?
Well, I have to go with this. I know that there's been a lot of Smite bugs throughout the years relating to gods or to items. One of my personal favorites is the Toth wall being able to stack on top of each other. What does your favorite bug have to be in the game?
Whew, my favorite bug. That's a good question. I like this is going to be a very tame answer, but you know, I'm employed by the company, so I think this is the right line for me. I think you know how you can get stuck in weird animations if you like jump at the right times or animation cancel. I like finding those weird animations and then just walking around with them. Those make me laugh. It also makes me laugh whenever I'm playing like those old skins. You remember like Young Zeus and Solar Sentinel Ra, and those skins where if you jumped and like whipped your camera 180, they would like slow turn back. They would kind of like jump and turn and T-pose along back. I find myself constantly jump T-posing myself all the time whenever I play those skins. So that's the answer I'm going to go with. Ajax just put that in chat, so I know it's safe for me to say. So close one. Barra, you can give us your non-game breaking bug that doesn't actually affect gameplay in any way. Smile.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something safe for Smite. Is the Horus Herc boulder combo a bug?
How
Or is
you
that
can
just a
teleport the
feature?
boulder? No, that's a
I don't
feature.
think so.
Yeah, that's a feature.
no.
Just like blink chewing someone with Herc, or two blinking, I guess. That's the best. I love
Okay,
that.
so those
Yeah.
are features, not
Those
bugs.
are features. Yep, and I love them.
You could
I
also do
have
the
to think
same with Ares ult as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know of any bugs that I can really.
That's right. Just so few bugs for you to choose.
Yeah, there's
from,
just
Yeah.
no bugs
never
in
seen
Smite that I can think of right now.
Go ahead and download it, smitegame.com, for a game that has no bugs that any of us can think of.
I honestly can't think of a bug right now. I think the game is actually perfect.
Great success. Great
Yeah,
success.
honestly-
We've eliminated all the bugs,
Okay,
Pablo.
wait.
Sorry, man.
I will say
Oh,
in
that's
chat, I saw
unfortunate.
someone talk about dying in a wall as Janice, and I do remember that happening and that being very. It was like Janice is Morgan or Morgan is Janice, or maybe it was just Janice, but I do remember that era, and that was very annoying to just randomly go into a wall and die.
You said the magic word, which is the Morgan.
Oh,
So that's kind of how it goes.
that's safe for Smite, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, we
Okay.
all know that she had a troubled past, but I think we're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
Minnie
was
does bring
hurt.
up a good one. When people used to get stuck on the top of Thor wall and like
Oh,
bounce
Oh,
real
that's the
fast, that was a
worst.
solid one.
I love that, actually. That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Stuck on a wall for, being rooted for 3 or 4 seconds.
You got outplayed, man. What can I say?
Yeah.
Well, Pablo, thanks for supporting the podcast in numerous ways, jumping on the live show and by getting that performance package 4.0. And Pablo, where did you go in order to get that?
I do not remember the website. My bad.
It was manscaped.com/back, and you got 20% off plus for shipping. Yeah, go. Pablo, where was it again?
Whatever Aggro said. Yes,
Pablo, I just told you, bro.
I have a very bad memory.
I respect it, man. It was manscaped.com/back, and you got 20% off plus free shipping. Thank you, man. I appreciate all the support. And thanks for coming on the show. It was fun
Bye,
having you
Pablo.
on. All right, next up, we got Islam. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but welcome to the show.
Yo, no, it's all good. It's good. We got Arab names, so Arab names are tend to, hard to pronounce. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great, man. Happy to have you on.
That's good. Well, I actually have 2 questions. Let's see I don't know if we can get to both of them or not. But
Sure.
my first question isn't life advice. It's probably going to be life hindsight for the both of you guys.
Okay.
And so a bit of context. I've been playing Smite since season 2, and I actually met both of you at season 4 Worlds.
Let's go. Who was nicer
Whoa.
between the two of us?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
See,
no.
The thing is, in this subject, I'm gonna have to give it to BaRRa because he did sign my plaque card and he gave me a
BaRRa, this was
handshake.
heavily weighted towards you, man.
Yeah,
This was
it's-
heavily weighted towards
No,
you. BaRRa's way
unfortunately,
nicer than I am. For sure.
Yeah, and also, I'm a BaRRa fanboy, so it's kind of hard.
Aren't we all?
It's kind of hard.
I did it.
He did it, guys. I can even send you a picture of my plaque card. I still have it.
That's dope.
I'll send it on Twitter.
do it.
Question. So, in your Smite career, BaRRa, and you, Aggro, in your casting career, so you guys have been at this for like a few years now, really, a lot of time.
A few.
And what is something that on this journey, on both your journeys, one as a caster, one as a player, through Smite and the community, did you not think you would have expected to come out of it going into it? So as an example, I'm an international student. I've come to the UK, and something I didn't expect was finding 2 people who are my best friends now, like chosen family. And I haven't had that before. So
Cool.
something like that for you guys. So like in your Smite career or casting career, what's like, whoa, I didn't expect that to happen in my journey. Oh shit, it just happened. Oh, cursing. But yeah.
That's all right.
You're good. You're good.
BaRRa, go ahead. You can go first.
Sure. I'll say I didn't expect to have as good of fan interaction as I did or have had. Growing up, I was kind of always just this nerdy kid who had a very tight group of friends, and I didn't really socialize outside of that. But going to Worlds and just meeting all these people that are just there for you, it's a very new experience. And I'm still honestly not used to it now that people view me as anything outside of just normal John Salter, regular guy.
Toenail.
Yeah, I'm just a standard guy, and people come up to me, want my signature, want to talk to me, and even now it's still new and it's still refreshing getting to talk to people. And I'd never expected to have this in my career or life, I guess.
Yeah,
You deserve
you
it,
kind of
man.
stole my answer, Barry.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't expect to have fans. I I went to school and wanted to be on Sports Center, which was really big here in America. I don't know if you're familiar, but very, just like sports highlights show. That's what I wanted to do. And those were the types of people that I really idolized growing up. And, I kind of tripped and fell my way into this line of work, into casting. And I expected, I'm a perfectionist and I care about what I do a lot and I work pretty hard. And so I never expected to be bad. But I definitely didn't expect to have this much success and to have so many people who have been really kind and let me know that they enjoyed my work and that kind of stuff. And that has been a real pleasant, it's been a real pleasant surprise for sure. My wife always makes fun of me whenever we're at Worlds and that kind of stuff, that people like come up to us and ask for pictures or to say what's up and that kind of stuff, and it never gets less weird at a base level, but I really enjoy it, and it's something that I certainly miss a lot about the world situation over these last few years, and really looking forward to when it can return. But kind of the same thing Barra said, like just kind of doing my thing, and it just kind of fell into what was really awesome and a big part of it,
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, you guys both deserve it. I mean, even when I'm in the crowd, I don't think I've ever hit thunder sticks as much as when Bear was probably like running it down at Worlds.
And he's gunning it down. That's the thing you gotta remember. He is running.
When it happens, you're like, oh my God, he's actually doing it. Let's go. Like, what is going on? He's pressing W. No, I'm joking. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And like even when Aggro first started on Smite, I was like, yo, this is a new caster. He's pretty good. And then, years go on and Aggro's like, I'm the caster. And I'm like, Aggro's the caster, guys.
Something like that. I don't know.
I am the caster.
But it's all because you guys deserve it and you're so good at what you do.
Thank you.
I guess second question. Okay, this is a question I think I personally have, I think being a marketing major and stuff like that. But, people in the Smite community always come up and they always bring this topic about Smite is dying. Smite's going to die. Smite's going to die. And I'm like, where are you like getting this from? Because I understand that we are not the biggest game out there. Fine. But I feel like things that I thought needed to work on, such as like maybe more marketing efforts and like production, got really good this year. And it seems like the game is in a better state than it's ever been. And I think I want, from your perspective, like, I don't think the game is dying. And I'm pretty sure, factually, I don't think it is. And I think I want that concrete, because I just don't think it's a solid argument that people keep making.
No, Barra. Barra, go ahead. I got this one. That's what I was going to say. No, I got it. Okay. You just go ahead and relax, okay? Because this one's for me. I will say that, maybe I'll get in trouble, but hopefully I won't. Our internal messaging over these last few years has been very consistent. And that's been that we have been working under this mantra of Smite's best days are ahead of it. And I really believe that is true, because just from an internal point of view, I think that we have seen, for a game as old as Smite, we're going on season 9 next year for competitive play. It's been out for 9 years already. There aren't that many games that stick around this long, but it's not like we have just kind of left it on life support and let it do its thing, and then we're going off and doing other things. That the recommitment on the internal side has been incredibly noticeable to me over the last 2 years in particular.
Yeah, for sure.
And by any sort of outside eye, I think if you come in with the idea that Smite is not just that Smite isn't like owning, but that it's dying, I think you're being really dishonest with yourself and with whoever you're telling that, because I think that the game is in such a good spot. I have no concerns about what's going to be happening to Smite or the Smite Pro League or anything like that in the near future, or even in the not that near future. I really feel like Hi-Rez and the people around me are in it for the long haul. And it's really exciting to see because we've made a lot of great steps this year with all these awesome crossovers and that kind of stuff. And
that's really amazing. And it's just weird because, when you like the game and you're playing the game, people keep saying it's going to stop. And I'm like, it's not, like, calm down, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relax. Yeah.
I
Barra?
think people love doing that just because people love being edgy in general and getting a reaction out of other people.
Yep.
And people have been saying, like, games have been dying about literally every game ever.
Yeah,
And
true.
I think it's just something people love to say. And to just kind of retweet Aggro, I think literally Smite has just gotten better as the years have just gone on, which is very surprising. As Aggro said, for a game that has gone on this long. I was worried. I think it was like season 3 or season 4. Maybe it was season 2. I don't remember exactly. My chat was just full of like Smite's dying or like X, Y, or Z. And now I feel like I don't see that anymore, really, ever.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like Smite with the crossovers have just been absolutely popping off, and the streams are doing good. Like everything's doing good right now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Across the board.
Yeah, it's been very exciting to watch for sure, and definitely excited for the years to come because I get a little sneak peek of what you guys don't see in this.
Yeah, you do.
Cool
You do.
cool stuff
Any leaks?
coming around the corner. So nope, no leaks, not allowed. They beat me up. So I'm if I say it and I don't, so I don't get beat up. And I'd like to keep it that way. All right, man. Well, thanks for your questions, and send us that little screenshot on Twitter for sure. All right, next up we got JD coming in. JD, I was just watching Scrubs right before this podcast went live.
No way.
Which is a great show. Yeah, way. I'm serious.
You'd
man.
be surprised how much I hear that. Actually,
really? Do you hate?
Yeah.
Do you hate Scrubs?
I
because
hate
of
it
that?
so much. No, I don't really. I'm neutral. I have no opinion.
It's a good show. You guys should check it out.
Yeah?
You should watch. I think you should leave.
Have you watched? I think you should leave, JD.
Because of you, Aggro, and
And
it's
did you
so
love it?
good. I love it so much.
Jens, dude.
It's
That's
like
my
my
man.
favorite comedy show of all time.
Yes,
it's so
it's
fucking.
genius.
Oh, sorry.
God,
It's so
the
good.
best,
This did
man.
not
It's
go
the
the way
best.
I
JD,
wanted
you're so smart, man. It is so crazy.
This is awful.
Okay.
Go ahead with your genius question. I'm sure.
Sorry.
It's gonna
Okay. I have a Smite question and I have a life advice question. Which one
Sure.
are you guys feeling?
be good. Go. Let's go Smite first.
Okay,
Oh.
Smite first. So,
Smite.
I, as a fellow mid player, Aggro, what do you think what is your number one piece of advice for getting better in the game as a mid player?
And this is not mid lane specific advice, but watch people who are better than you. And I think that is true in every aspect of life. That is the best way that I learn. But some people learn differently. But watch Wolfie. He streams. There are a lot of mid laners that stream that I can't be thinking about right now. But Ven, right, Nanu. Watch those guys and learn what they do. Though Ven in ranked, sometimes you get a little bit of something.
Adopt his non-troll playstyle. Most of the time, he'll say "I trolled," and that's what you don't want to do. But everything else,
wipe that from the
do that.
memory.
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah. But overall, in mid lane, one of the things, and I think this is true for both mid and ADC because they have similarities in their playstyles, of course. But the hardest thing about learning to play a backline role, in my opinion, is knowing when you are supposed to die. That there are fights where your job is to die, and in solo lane and in support and in jungle, those fights are way easier because they're way more common. That if you can int in order to get all the cooldowns from all the carries, then your jungler gets to clean up, or you can bait a lot and they use a lot on you, whatever, and then your team wins the fight. But I think that it may be more prevalent for a player who played a god pool like mine, where it was a lot of like Poseidon and Zeus and Iset and that kind of stuff, where my job was to kill, do as much damage as I can, bring as much utility as I could, and then be the piece of meat so that my hunter could pick up the pieces afterwards. I think that is the hardest thing to learn. And so in order to learn that, I think I would watch SPL games back. And, just because someone dies in a fight does not mean they messed up. And watch fights where teams get kind of 4-for-1 or 3-for-1, where the one is the mid laner. Oftentimes it's because they or their team did something really right around them. in order to make that the right play. So, and also, if the mid laner like level 2, if they go into duo side jungle and you ping enemy missing middle, be careful right, and they die because the mid laner rotates, don't start rotating to duo. It is wrong. It is bad. As a mid laner, do not show up in duo until you're level 5. Okay? Don't. It's wrong. They're going to get mad at you. They're going to ping you. And you just know, JD, that think about my voice in that moment going, JD, way to go and get those back harpies instead. Way to shove that wave under tower and get a tempo reset off. This was good for you. Okay?
That's a better way to say what Aggro's saying is, what would Shinto do? What would
Shinto do?
Vin's more of a team player. You want to be selfish. What would
selfish
Shinto do?
A little bit. At least in the early game. At least in the early game.
All right, now just tell the rest of the ranked scene and we'll be good.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Why do you think we started the podcast, JD?
No, actually, you're right. I've shared this with some of my friends that have started playing the game recently, like
Yo, what's up,
Cthulhu
JD's
era.
friends?
And
your friend is cool. JD's cooler than you guys because he told us he likes. I think you should leave. If you also like anything, I think you should leave. And you're listening to watching this. You're cool too. But until proven otherwise, JD is the coolest among your friends group. There you go, JD.
Yeah.
You can send that.
Hi, Ross. Hi, Dan.
Hey, Ross. Hey, Dan. All right. What's your life advice question?
Do we have time?
Yeah, we'll try and make it quick.
Go for it.
Nice. Okay. Yes. So I am a freshly 19 freshman student in freshman college student, and I right now am a declared CS major. But I'm not sure if that's actually what I want to do. I'm kind of just asking from two people that have done life more than me. What do you think?
He just called us old,
piece of advice.
Barra.
Yeah.
No. I didn't call you old.
The nicest way possible, but he did
you
say
kind of called us old, bro.
As people who have been alive for a very long time.
As two old geezers. As two men breathing dust. What do we think? Barra, you can go first. I don't know.
I think this guy should get off my lawn. That's what just realize that you don't know anything. And no.
So we call us old, you call him dumb?
No,
just because he likes, I think you should leave.
Literally every year or like every other year, you'll look back at yourself like a year or two ago and be like, what was I doing? What was I thinking? Like, who was I back then?
I'm already doing that about
exactly.
like my time in high school and stuff.
It won't stop. Trust me. You'll be like, what was I doing? And
all the time.
As far as majors go, I didn't know what I wanted. I literally finished all of my like gen ed classes or whatever before I selected my major. And I haven't used my major, obviously.
Clearly. Thank God you haven't. You'd be telling someone to worry about the pink part of their nail.
Pink parts of their nails, yeah. Just kind of take life as no one kind of knows what they're doing. And even adults. Me and Aggro don't know what we're doing. We both
Not even a little bit.
We both bought a house and we have no idea how we did that. We're just here.
No clue. Barra, do I have to pick up the leaves in my yard? Is that a thing I have to do?
Do you have stingy neighbors?
No.
Like people that will judge you?
Well, yeah, my HOA gives us letters that your grass
you have an
is too
HOA?
high. Yeah, they give us they take a picture of our house and put it in our mailbox and go, it's come to our attention that your grass has not been cut recently enough. And I'm saying it's come to my attention, and then I say a bunch of things I can't say on the podcast. But it's a lot of
well, in that case, you should probably pick up your leaves and do all that stuff. And
whatever, man. Who cares?
Yeah, just kind of take life as you should. Your main thing in life should be learning and enjoying it, and just one step at a time. Just no one knows what they're doing. Yeah,
I think that's good advice here from Barry JD. I mean, the reality is that. I have a sister who's 4 years older than me who has always been, she's very successful in her career path. She always seems to have it really put together. And I always, whenever I was your age at 19, she was just getting out of college and she seemed to have it really figured out. And I was like, oh, okay. So whenever I get to that point, like I'll have it figured out by then because that's when my sister had it figured out. And Then I graduated college and I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, I don't know what's going on at all. And then I was like, oh, but my sister, like, she's kind of 4 years into her career and it just takes some time. She told me like, yeah, I didn't know what I was doing right after college either. So you'll get it eventually. And then I turned 27 or whatever she was that age. And I was like, yeah, I still don't, I feel like I'm faking it all the time. And I think everyone really does. And so don't put too much pressure on yourself to have it all figured out. Because it's very normal not to. For more specific college advice, like Barra said, just try and prioritize your gen eds if you can and stack your schedule that way. Work with your academic advisor and let them know like, hey, I just don't know if this is what I want to do long term. So I know I want to be here and this is, something close to what I want to be doing, but I just want as much time as I can to figure it out exactly. And yeah, just try not to put too much pressure on yourself because the world will do it to you,
It is very normal for people to like constantly swap majors and swap around things. I'm not sure like what your financial situation is or like how long you can be in college or whatever, but just take it one step at a time.
And if you end up in debt for the rest of your life, join the club, like here we are. Money is meaningless, JD. That's the other thing you have to read. Okay, I can't get it. I can't get it.
Super quick. Then I'll leave.
Yeah.
A line I think about that Aggro said, I think about it all the time, is money is binary. And you either have it or you don't. You either have enough or you don't have enough.
Right. I really believe
that's really
true.
Smart. Yeah.
JD, I think you should leave. You're calling me smart. What do you do Sunday nights at 8 most of the time, man? We got room for a third host, bro. That's all I'm saying. No, good luck, man. You'll be fine. There will be some weird stuff, but that's college and have fun. You'll miss those times whenever they're gone. So cherish them while you can. That's for sure. All right, next up, we got Kirk coming into the podcast. Kirk, what's going on, friend?
Hi, hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we got you loud and clear, friend.
Lovely. Good. First, to warm up, slightly nervous, but we've got our Manscaped. Sadly, this is the 2.0, but longtime supporter.
We love that.
In one hand.
Well done.
We love that. You're holding it right now. That's smart. Hold it up.
Yes,
hold on.
Yeah, I needed to. I actually had a trash can in my hand earlier. I was ready to like go at it, like you can hear it a bit, but it's fine. Not. This isn't it. This isn't it.
Okay.
Get through those nerves.
Put it down, Kirk. Put it down.
No. All right, good.
Go ahead, buddy.
We did it. So the first thing, there's two bits, but the first thing, Aggro, how I wanted to know more about with the just when you did that casting class, like for the in the one place, just how did that end? Is that still going, or like how did
it's
that?
Still going, yeah, it's still going. So I don't know how it's gonna end. Hopefully, well. But it's been really fun. I think that it's been a good thing because I think that this has actually been my weakest year of casts in a long time. And so I think that having an opportunity to kind of do what I would be doing anyways, which is like going over other people's VODs, going over my own VODs and pointing out what's good and pointing out what's bad, has been really helpful. And it's just fun to, I've got a really good group of students who are, I was really worried that I'd show up and I'd be like, all right, so esports casting. And they're like, yeah, what is an esport? And I'd be like, oh, great. I'm totally hosed. But no, it's been really good. It's been going well. And I mean, I don't know, that's just from my perspective. It'd be better to ask one of my students and hopefully they tell you the same thing.
But okay. But so then the bigger thing, and Barry, you can probably get a bit on this too as a streamer, but it is probably still pointed more towards the casting. But I am someone, I'm not the most social, but that's how it is on the spectrum. But when I have a stage and when I'm on a theater or something, I thrive on that. I just like, it's like I'm not me. It's like a switch. What I want to, but like I want to bring that more into my day-to-day, the way I am at like work or whatever have you.
Sure.
And so what I wanted to know, like just as as you as a longtime caster, and then as you as a streamer, you like, is there like that, like is there a switch being flipped, or / also is there is that that character or energy, how is that carried in and blended and merged and made your personality outside of that?
That's a really good question.
That's a really good question, Kirk. Yeah. From my perspective, I think it just happens the more you do it. It becomes harder and harder to separate the more you do it. I think if people met me or knew me in early college, before I was doing my on-camera training, and before I was doing news shows there and radio shows and all that kind of stuff, I was a very different person, for sure. And part of it is growing up, but I think it's a good way to put it that, my on-camera persona has certainly folded in more to who I am as I've grown. And I think that, one thing that I really push in my class in particular is that, take hosting an event, for example. It's one, you want to portray certain traits in order to make the audience more comfortable with you. So you really want to be warm and welcoming and confident and in control and all those sorts of things. And if I spend, I think it's true of anything. If you spend 40 hours a week doing something, the other hours of the week that you spend not consciously doing it, you're going to start to kind of do it a little bit at the very least. It's going to kind of blend into your subconscious a little bit because you just get so used to being that way all the time. And even on a physical note, if you go back and listen to my early casts in season 3, my voice is totally different. And it's because I got better vocal training and also just did it so much that my normal voice started to sound, I was working on getting my voice lower when I was casting. And then in order to do that, I was trying to do it when I wasn't casting. And then when I was casting, I was able to get a little bit lower than that. And then my voice dropped to match that. And then it just kind of kept going down. And so, and it's the same way with your emotional traits and your personality traits and that kind of stuff. The more, it develops over a long period of time, but it'll, if you just focus on doing it and doing it in little spurts, like you said, if you're going out to meet friends or, new people, or it's a new class or something like that you're going to, and you're like, yeah, for this class, I'm just going to pretend I'm playing a character that is this way and this way. And then you just work on always sticking to that. And then it's like, all right, well, instead of just this class, I'm going to do it for these situations and these situations. And then all of a sudden you'll kind of find yourself, in my opinion, having that be who you are. You can't change. There are certain things you can't change, but overall, you can be who you want to be to some extent, if you're willing to put in the time and work at it. So that's just the way I feel. Barra, have fun following up on that absolute paragraph that I just dropped.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Before we switch over, I just want to say, one, thank you. Yes, I drink whiskey. I don't smoke cigars. And
good, that's better for you. Yeah, it's better. It's better for you.
I hope someone remembers that.
It does. Yes, that's what my on-camera teacher told me to do in order to lower my voice, was start drinking whiskey and smoking cigars. Which is good advice and bad advice at the same time.
It's not why, but you said that on a podcast a long.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Coincidental.
Barra, go ahead.
So for me, it all comes down to confidence. I will say, BaRRaCCuDDa is definitely a completely different person than John Salter. But
John's way meaner.
I'm way meaner, and just honestly, I have a lot of social anxiety being John Salter for some reason. As I've gotten older, for some reason, I just have more social anxiety now.
Dude, me too. Getting older has made me way more anxious, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's weird.
But when I'm BaRRaCCuDDa, it's just so much easier for some reason. I'm just so much more confident in those spaces. And I think Aggro put it a really good way. For me, I could just kind of pretend that I'm BaRRaCCuDDa, just way more confident, way more outgoing, I guess. Because even even now, like I'm pretty shy. I'm pretty anxious around new people. But if BaRRaCCuDDa's in those situations, it doesn't really matter. Like he can talk to anyone. He can be super confident. He can be very vocal. And I mean, I should honestly probably take Aggro's advice, because I think he put it really well, to just kind of change your mindset towards a mindset that is more confident, or a mindset that will achieve your goals. And I think, yeah, honestly, now it's just really good advice.
Thank you, Barry. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I hate crowds. I do not like even concerts, something that I normally love. Like, I have to really want to go because I really get so uncomfortable with crowds. But I've never felt that way once at Worlds. Partially because, I'm around my people and that kind of stuff. But it's that I have to be aggro in those situations and not Ryan. And I think that's a really good way to put it. So, next time, Kirk, that you want to, you're getting into a new situation, instead of Kirk, you could go in there and be, Kurt instead, Kurt.
I get that too often. No one ever says my name.
All right, no Kurt then. All right, instead, you're going to be
Ryan. Ryan.
Don't be Ryan. Yeah. No, Ryan. No, don't be. No, Kurt.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's fine.
We don't want to be that one. But Charles, though. Charles. Yeah, Charles is a man with a lot of swagger, and just kind of going in with that mindset is the right way to go.
Will do. Stay salty. Got the shirt. Have a good time. Cheers.
Love it, Kirk. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you jumping in. All right, next up we got Thomas coming in. Thomas, how you doing tonight?
Hello. Good. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we got you loud and clear, buddy.
Yes,
all right. Yeah. How are you guys doing?
We're having a blast. Barra, we've been doing this it's like 9:30 though. We kind of got to speed it up, huh? We
got to slow it down, baby.
Well, I only have one question.
Sure. Okay.
But so me and my friends at work are actually starting our own podcast about work.
Cool.
So I guess my question is, do you guys have any advice as far as starting up a podcast or anything like that?
Yeah, Barra, why don't you go first this one?
I think starting at the bottom will be kind of hard. I don't know, like, as far as like family and friends and like those listeners that will be like loyal to start, but I would just say take it easy, but take it as a growing stage and just kind of take it, as I said earlier, literally just one step at a time, one episode at a time. Don't act like you're going to be perfect on air, because me and Aggro are not perfect. Like, we just
speak for yourself.
It's just try to have fun with it and just be loose. I mean, that's just what I tell myself, because the first episode, I was so nervous. I was freaking out. Like, I was like, my brain was literally going like 100 miles an hour. It just gets easier the more that you do it, and kind of the lighter that you treat it.
Yeah, it's tough because, I think that there's a fine line between being sloppy and, not putting on a good product and being too uptight. And you want to try and find in that middle zone. But there are people for everyone. So maybe people like the more uptight professional stuff, but they're probably not listening to this right now for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's the Manscaped ads. But yeah, I think Barra has good advice. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I wouldn't look at your download numbers for a while. Like, I would just do it to do it. And if after, you're doing it for a little bit, and you want to check them then to see if it's, worth your time or whatever, set a realistic number for yourself. Like, when we first started, my friends, they started a podcast that was just like them hanging out and talking, basically, without, a scene to generate interest like we had for Smite. They're talking 10 listeners an episode or something like that. And that's just realistically where you're going to be for a while. So make sure that it's worth it, not for people to be listening, but because you enjoy doing it. And, if you get in, realistically, it takes some luck, but if you get lucky and it's good, then it'll happen. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But I think you got to do it because you love doing it overall. But give me the elevator pitch here, Thomas. What's your podcast going to be about, huh?
Ooh.
So it's actually about I am a phone-a-thon caller at my college.
Okay.
So I basically call up alumni and be like, "Hey, can you give us money?"
Right. You're the people that I totally answer their calls, and I'm very nice to.
Yeah, I talk to all those people.
Yep. Oh, we believe us. We know.
It's nothing personal, Thomas.
Totally. I don't know. Most people are
Thomas,
actually.
Can I say what bothers me? And I know it's not your fault, so I don't feel bad telling you this. I don't like, in my situation, I'm still paying off my student loans. And I feel like I shouldn't have to think about giving the university money until I'm done paying off my student loans. After that, you can call me if you want. But I'm still paying for it, you know? Like, I
totally get that. I totally get that. But I honestly, I wish we could do that, but unfortunately, I don't think you're willing to give up your financial situation.
No. I understand. Again, I know it's not your fault or anyone else's fault. That's just my personal mindset.
No, but we're basically just doing the podcast about like what our job is about and like the financing stuff like that, and basically just trying to create marketing and advertising for like the college and trying to get more fundraising done that way.
Cool.
But
yeah, man, I hope it goes well.
Thank you.
And we'll be rooting for you, you know. Maybe how about this, Thomas? Since you're a fan of the podcast and you helped us out, we'll help you out. You tweet at me whenever your podcast goes live. And we'll try and we'll give it a retweet. And
thank you so much.
Thank you. Listen, you know.
Yeah, maybe we'll
thank you.
Give a little listen. No, thank you, Thomas. Thank you. All right, man. Have a great night. Thanks for calling in.
Yep,
and being a fan of the show. This has been good so far. Thanks, Farah. You have been particularly nice so far.
I have been. I don't really know why, but
I like it. Keep it up. You're doing great. All right, next up we got Dest joining the show. What's up, Dest? How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Aggro. Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, glad to have you along, man. Thanks for
not Destiny.
Hopping in. Not Destiny.
Not Destiny. It's actually short for Destructosaur 576 from Minecraft. BaRRa, just so you know.
Oh, that's a mouthful right there. No wonder you shortened that.
Yeah, that's
everybody
a good call.
Yeah, my question was, I'm looking to make us a little bit uncomfortable. I wanted to hear your guys' most embarrassing story from school.
Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah. You want me to go first? You want me to go first? Just because I need the question. It's only fair.
As long as it's podcast appropriate, Des.
Oh,
yes,
of course,
you can
of
go
course,
first.
of course.
Okay.
So I was this isn't the embarrassing part. This is just the start of the story. But I was in chorus. All right. So this is like in middle schoolish. All right. And this day, I don't know what it was. I had to have been dehydrated at the time, but I was in the back like row of like kind of like a you stand on like stairs kind of thing, but they're like wide.
Yeah.
Anyway, standing up in the back, and I was like leaning on this rail in the chorus room. And the conductor or whatever, she was like, I was like losing consciousness and like I'm kind of like not really all there, but she was like, she yelled at me and she said, John, my name is Marilyn, John, get off the rail. And I was like, but she did it multiple times, which is why she got mad, but I just kept doing it. All right. And then like I kind of got off it and then I leaned back on it and she yelled at me again, like really loud, but then I just blacked out and fell face first onto the, like right in front of the people in front of me and just like knocked myself out. And basically I remember like waking up in the hallway with like the nurse right in front of me and she had like, a little apple juice and some crackers for me because that's
right.
But I woke up.
Easy snack for you, man.
Absolutely. I was like, easy snack. That's all I had to do, just pass out and hit my head.
Outplayed the system yet again.
But it was so funny. Dude, I woke up and the nurse was there and I got my stuff and I was like middle school. But the thing is that my friend that I hang out with now, he was also in that room, and the teacher, when I fell face first, like she was yelling like really loud, and my friend was like, I've never seen a teacher yell like that before. But the second that I fell over, her whole mood snapped, like just changed. I mean, like rightfully so, because she didn't realize that I was like, in a health problem.
Out.
Yeah, just knocked her out.
Yeah,
dude, everybody. There were so many people in that room, dude. Oh,
that's a good one. Someone passed out in my chorus class as well, but he was sitting at his desk. But I remember that. That was weird. Something about chorus, I guess. Mine, I don't have like a specific one that I can remember now. I've successfully blocked all of them out.
Fair.
But I was hurt a lot in high school. I've broken 14 bones in my life. That's true.
Wow.
Really? I've never gotten
And
any.
one of them was a vertebrae in my neck. Playing football, I scrunched my neck and had to wear a neck brace for a couple of months. And so that was generally embarrassing. Walking around high school with a neck brace on was great. And the girl I had a crush on had a great sense of humor. And she sat right behind me at lunch, and she would constantly be like, "Hey, Ryan," and I'd have to turn my whole body around in order to like look at her to see what she wanted. And then she'd be like, "Oh, never mind, I didn't want anything." And then I have to turn my whole body back around again, and that proceeded for like weeks.
Oh no! Oh no!
But that was generally one of the more embarrassing things that I can remember at the moment.
All right.
I'll say mine's not too embarrassing, but for me at the time, it was extremely embarrassing. So I was like in elementary school at the time. It was like 4th or 5th grade, and we were in lunch, and we had to leave, and so my buddy Malcolm Oliver got up and left, and then I got up. Yeah, I got to leave, and then the teacher yelled at me in front of everyone in lunch, saying, "John, where are you going?" And I'm like, "It's time to go back to like." At that point, I'm like shuddering, and I'm like, "It's time to go back to class." She was like, "No, go sit down." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I just turned around and went to sit down. I don't know where Malcolm went, but then like literally 5 seconds later, she's like, "Okay, class, time to get up. Put your stuff away." And I'm like,
"Oh."
She owned you, dude.
Yeah,
and Malcolm owned you too.
And then I remember later she asked me about it. And she was like, "If Malcolm jumped off a bridge, would you?" And I'm like, "What? How is that related to this?" Like, I was still like at that point freaking out, like just. So
Des, I don't know if you noticed, but Barra didn't answer the question that if Malcolm would jump off the bridge, would he? Like he didn't answer.
Oh,
wow. I mean, trust Malcolm.
I would have. Me and Malcolm were buddies.
And therein lies her point. Teacher, if you ask me.
Wait, did she?
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. Did she like yell at you because like you stood up during like lunch? Like you can't stand up and go to lunch.
I got my lunchbox and like went to stand next to the door so we could like line up and leave.
Oh yeah, I got you.
And she was just mad at me, I guess, for not waiting for her when Malcolm had already like left the lunchroom and was going back to class. So
fair. Yeah, Aggro, you want to hurry me along? Go for it.
Yes, I'm sorry, Des. We got some people waiting, and we've already been going for way over time. So, Des, thank you very much for joining the show. I appreciate it. All right, next up we have Amixim joining the show. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hello.
I'm doing good. It's pronounced Omixim, by the way. It's a hard O.
Omixim. Yeah, I'm sorry if I messed that up. But,
no, you do not have to apologize. It's a weird one. Yeah, so my question was, I'm gonna be playing a Mario Party with a bunch of my friends today. So I want to know what are your guys' favorite like local multiplayer games to play when like you have friends over or something like that.
Mixum. I thought you were gonna come in with my favorite question of the night, and this is a good question. Do not get me wrong.
Okay.
But I really thought you were gonna ask me which character in Mario Party you should play, because I was ready to answer that question.
We'll answer it. What character do you play?
Well, now I feel like it's out of pity that you're asking me this. Okay, I don't know. Is this the new one? Do they have Shy Guy? Because if they have Shy Guy, that's the right answer.
I have not opened the new game because if I play it, my friends will be like, "Oh, you played this already," and then they'll use that as an excuse for why they lost.
Yep. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
I want to say I always played as Toad.
I always play as Toad too, but they don't put him in them sometimes.
Yeah,
Say
Toad is good. Okay, wait. What's the most recent one called? How is this difficult?
I think it's called like Superstars.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm looking up. Go ahead, Barra, with your answer before I get to mine.
I'll say Overcooked. Honestly, every LAN we end up playing like Paladins for some reason. I don't know why.
Dude, you guys do always play Paladins.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's just really fun. Overwatch is fun for a little bit. We sometimes play Diablo, sometimes play Halo. I try to convince them to play Smite, never works out. But we kind of just Google like new like multiplayer games. I really want to try out. It's got Rain in the title, I think.
Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain.
Yeah. I really want to try that game out. It looks sick.
Oh, it's fun.
That's kind of my next LAN game.
Okay, so to answer my question that you then asked me, Shy Guy's not an answer, which is mind-boggling. How do you not have Shy Guy anymore, man? It's 2021. Like, put Shy Guy in there. I'd go either Luigi or Yoshi. Or, no, you know what? I think I'd go DK. I'm a DK fan.
Okay, I will pick DK, and when I win, I'll send you a picture because I'm gonna win Mario Party.
You're gonna win because is anyone else calling the
skill-based
podcast for your friends group? I don't think so. You're a god gamer. You're gonna win for sure. I believe in you. In answer to your original question, my friends and I growing up, we were really big on sports games, and so Mario Superstar Baseball is a classic one from GameCube that we would play all the time. We played a lot of Mario Party, Mario Kart, obviously, all like the NFL and NBA streets. Those were awesome, and I don't understand why they don't make those again. It just blows my mind that it's free money. Everyone my age would buy it. I'm so sure of it. But yeah, I'd say those types of games. As for like 4-player, we played a lot of like split screen COD and split screen Halo. Shout out to Medal of Honor Rising Sun on the GameCube. We played a ton of that game, and that one was really fun. But yeah, it was mostly sports games for us growing up.
Favorite of all time for me would be Halo 2, and there's not another game close for me.
Yeah,
I think Halo 3 is better personally. But Halo.
Okay, but here's the real one. Oh, Maxim, here's the real one. How do you feel about I Think You Should Leave?
I really like it. I got the recommendation. I watched it. Sense. I've seen all of season 2 as well. It's really good. Really good. My thing is I've had trouble getting people to watch it. I'm a really sarcastic person, and I'll talk to my friends like, "Oh, you should watch. I really think you should leave," and they'll like be like, "Okay, what's the bit here?" And I'm like, "No, that's the title of the show. You should watch it." And then they end up never watching it anyway.
Just put it on. Just put it on and say
they're better for it.
This is good. You got to be a good friend to them.
When I win Mario Party, I'll just throw it on the screen and
exactly. That's your victory lap. Hey, well, good luck at Mario Party later today. I know you're gonna win with DK. I totally believe in you. Thanks for calling in and being a fan of the show.
I lost
Appreciate
faith
you,
in
buddy.
you, but you know.
I sure didn't. Not even for a second. My man Omixum, he's got it on lock, baby. Just like our friend Nicholas, who's now joining the show.
Hello, Nicholas.
Nicholas, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hi, you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you good.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Well, I just want to start off by saying I love the podcast. I am addicted to Smite, so I consume any Smite-related content that I can. That's just it is what it is. And I also love I Think You Should Leave. I finished about the entire first season.
Yes!
I think it's super good,
that's
though.
Like 5-1 in my favor, which just proves that I'm smarter and more handsome than you.
Simply true. I think that the Instagram sketch is definitely the funniest one. I think that one
is
really
so
takes
good,
a cake.
dude. They're you know what, Nicholas? Barra's just mad because I won best hog at the hog blank snorfing contest. That's what
he's just a hater. He's simply just a hater at the hog snorfing contest. But anyways, to get to my question, what is the single most impactful piece of advice you've ever been given in your life?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Best piece of advice.
As I was going through a rough part in life in like season 3 when my brother passed away, and I kind of gave myself a piece of advice of just if I can just make it to tomorrow, you know, if I can just like do that, like it doesn't matter what happens today. If I can just make it to tomorrow, I'll be okay. And that's kind of kept me going since season 3 of just like, I can do this. It's just literally just one step at a time, like one breath at a time. Everything will be okay.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah,
makes sense.
That's good advice for sure. It actually, it doesn't really, I don't know if it really counts as advice, but I was literally talking about this quote earlier. The one that I just got, the quote from a book that I just got tattooed, the life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination, I think has really helped me this year in particular, which has obviously been a tough one. I think that keeping those 3 things in mind to just, prioritize, being the way I interpret it is to prioritize, your happiness and to prioritize being there for other people. and to not worry so much about the end goal or, you know, any sort of big thing, but to really just kind of enjoy the little things as you go, has been really good. But, you know, I actually can't think of another piece of advice that someone in my life gave me. My dad has given me a ton of great advice over the years. The two that immediately come to mind is, number one, that he was very, not pushy, but he always talked to me about how much therapy had helped him and how he thinks that therapy is really good for people. And I cannot emphasize enough how important I think therapy is. I think everyone should do it at some point in their life, or at all times in their life, because I think it's really helpful and really healthy. And then another piece of advice that really helped me from my dad was, after Finch passed, he told me to just open up a blank page and just write. And I think that really helped me just kind of work through what I was going through at the time. So, you know, hopefully that's, you know, everyone experiences loss at some point, but hopefully it's few and far between. But for those out there that, you know, whenever that does happen, just giving yourself an opportunity to kind of not think and, you know, don't try and be coherent in your thoughts, because I think that's counterproductive. But literally just word vomit onto a page, I think was really helpful.
To kind of add on to what Aggro's saying, it was kind of a good advice. Another thing that I gave myself was, I don't have to be strong all the time. Like, it's okay to have weakness. It's okay to cry. It's okay to, like, realize your emotions, because you're having these emotions for a reason. And you have to, like, really dissect those emotions and just kind of be one with yourself and understand yourself. And yeah, it really helped me a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
100%.
I think that's all super good advice. I appreciate it, guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you, Nicholas. Appreciate you, buddy. Hope all is well. Yeah, good question for sure. All right, next up, we got Percy Vol. Good old
what up, Percy?
Joining the chat. What's up, Percy? How you doing, man?
What's up, baby?
Am I live?
You sure are. We got you.
All right, sweet. Just a quick anecdote from earlier, dog. I hope that getting older doesn't make me more anxious, or I am gonna be screwed.
No, I was plenty anxious already. It's just like a little bit, you know, just like a little bit more. But I also feel like I have more tools to combat the anxiety at the same time, you know.
If more tools come along, maybe I could do it.
I believe
there's tools right
now. Have you guys been paying attention to the league off-season leaks and rumors?
Dude, I tried to. I have no idea what's happening. I saw Perks is leaving C9.
I saw I think I saw something like BaRRaCCuDDa was going to
TL.
Really?
Are you guys ready to be TL fans? I can read off the roster if you want.
Yeah,
the supposed
sure.
one.
I don't see why not.
We got Bwippo, Santorin, Bjergsen, Hans Sama, and Core JJ.
Ooh-wee.
What?
That would be spicy. But wait, Percy, tell me this. Didn't I read that because Bjergsen is still part owner of TSM or has an ownership stake, that he wouldn't be able to play against TSM? Is that the case?
I don't know. I would imagine he'll sell. I'd imagine he'd have to sell. Like when I first heard that he was coming back, right, and that he was even looking at orgs that weren't TSM, I was like, how is that going to work?
I really thought that he would just go play in the LEC or LCK or something else. You know, just play in a different region, and Lord knows you're not playing against TSM in an international event. Like, you don't have to worry about that. That's what I thought he was going to do. So I'm surprised that he's going to LEC. But if that roster's true, man, that is spicy, and that is going to be a fun team to watch, dude.
Is Reckless retiring?
I can't remember. No, I don't think he's retiring. I'm pretty sure there's a team that's looking to buy him. I can't remember who he ended
that
up
buyout's gonna
landing
be
with.
big.
Yeah,
dude. Every time league off season, I'm like, man, if only that we had this much reporting on Smite off season. Like, how much fun that would be.
Those buyout numbers make me sick.
Oh, of course, they're nauseating. Have I told you what my proposal is going to be going for this year? I don't know if you're going to understand this reference, either of you, but Woj is like the big name in basketball reporting, right? Like, and every time there's like a big move, it's a Woj bomb. That's what everyone says.
Right.
I want Meerkat to become an independent Smite off-season reporter, and he's going to drop Meerk bombs. In the off season on the reports. I think that would be so funny. I think it would be awesome.
Pretty sure
I would love to like create a video around it.
I'm pretty sure it's the only reason I even have heard that name is because, especially this most recent one, Meerkat was like the unofficial version of that, right? Where he was tweeting about stuff cryptically all the time.
Meerkat is a god amongst men in the ranked scene, and you've only heard of him because of the off season.
No, not Meerkat. The basketball person.
Oh, whoa.
Jesus. No.
I was like,
come on,
damn, bro. I mean, I guess that's toxic to Woj, but who cares?
I'm a pro scene encyclopedia, Aggro. You should know.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I know, Percy. That's why I was so surprised that you weren't. You weren't there. Okay, all right. I'm sorry for the disrespect. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, Percy. You got another question for us, or was that your focus?
No, that actually was just like a quick one. So, who is a non-Smite esports personality or player that you want to work with at some point in your career?
Ooh, good question. Ideally, I like I said, I grew up wanting to be on SportsCenter and that kind of stuff. Scott Van Pelt is my favorite SportsCenter anchor. I would love to work with him. Oh, I've got you. It's Sean Evans from Hot Ones. I want to go on Hot Ones someday.
Oh, that's
that would be the best. Yeah, that would be the best.
I mean, I just want to be casted by 3 different people. The first is like a combination of Tastosis, like Tasteless and Artosis from StarCraft, and then Chris Puckett.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yep.
MLG Chris Puckett, bro.
Yep.
I'm a bit too young for the first 2 you mentioned, but Chris Puckett I know.
He called us old again, bro. We just keep catching strays on this podcast.
I hope you do get more anxious.
Come on, man.
John Salter leaked out. He leaked out. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that was John. That was John. John, back. BaRRaCCuDDa, come out. That's that is really funny. All right, well, Percy, thank you very much for being patient. Percy was actually our final guest on this live episode, and we got a special ending that we're going to be doing here in a second. But I got to say thank you once again to everyone who got a ticket. I knew it was going to be fun. This was way more fun than I thought it would be, but it was even better, man. It was great. It was awesome. Oh wait, we got J-Man in the chat saying that they bought a ticket. They're raising their hand. What's your name on here, J-Man? We'll try and get you in. I want to make sure we get everyone who got a ticket, because that is important to me. Oh boy, now we got everyone in here because we're going to be doing our special ending here in a second.
Hello,
Jacob V. All right, can we unmute Jacob V, Tony, if you'd be so kind, so that Jacob could ask his question before we go. There we go, Jacob. Sorry we almost missed you, man. But thanks for letting me know in the chat. What's on your mind?
Hello?
Oh no, Jacob, the mic isn't working.
Jacob, your microphone.
An absolute disaster for Jacob. I don't know what to do, Barra. We gotta. Okay, this is where in the business we'd go. A production would come in my ear and go,
Okay.
"We need you to stall for a second."
Okay.
Because that
So
would.
what did you eat today?
What did I eat today? Well, right beforehand, I had a frozen pizza.
What?
Yeah, I had frozen pizza. And that's,
Like a whole
right
pizza?
before- No, I split it with Joe. You know, we get the pepperoni ones, and we put all the pepperoni to one side because I like pepperoni and she doesn't, and it works out really well because I get no pepperoni and she doesn't have to eat any.
You should have answered that about the marriage question earlier.
Oh, that's a good thing.
It's like,
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
like-
I don't know. Maybe is it because there's too many people in here right now or something like that? That maybe we got to clear it out except for Jacob. I have no idea how to make it work. I'm gonna. Jacob.
Hello.
We got you there.
Hello.
Hey man, how you doing? What you got for us?
Hi. My name is Jacob.
What up,
also known
Jacob?
as OJ Man.
OJ Man.
Thank you. I don't know how the hand thingy didn't work, but thank you for having me at the last second.
Oh, of course. Thanks for getting the ticket, bro.
Yeah. Thanks to BaRRa, I asked him on Discord if the thing was today, and I saw it. I was like, oh wait, I have to do this because me and my friend Ethan, we do it all the time. We watch
You
it all
wish
the
us
time.
luck sometimes, don't you? Right? On Smite?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
the guy who wreaks havoc in Haddix chat. That's who I am.
Nice, perfect.
We love that.
It's okay, sorry, you keep going.
Yeah, but yeah, I just I'm a big Bolts fanboy, but I just wanted to ask you guys, how do I say this? So I'm trying to become, I'd say, like a big Smite content creator, and like, I don't know the best way to do it, because I love the Smite community, and I used to play Fortnite all the time, but Fortnite is toxic, and I qualified for semifinals for Worlds last year, but I couldn't. Smite's just so fun because I started playing Smite in Season 6, and it's such a fun game, and I'm hard stuck Diamond right now, so that's a bit of a tough scene because I want to queue against Haddix because I want to solo Haddix.
Oh no!
I love it, bro.
This man's got a goal.
I love it, dude. That day when you get to solo Haddix, I am gonna be loving it. I hope I'm watching the stream, whatever it is.
But yeah, I started Season 6. It basically, where am I even going with this? Oh, okay, yeah. So I want to become my goal is because me and my friend Ethan, like he's a very good Smite player in general. He's been watching for a long time, and he's a big time fan of like a bunch of people. But I want to become a Smite content creator and a Smite pro player. And my goal is to get into Pro League. It's solo Haddix or play against him at least. So that's the goal.
I love it. I love you putting a bounty on Haddix's head. Well, I'll try and be quick on it, but overall, I think that for the content creation aspect of it, consistency is the best thing that you can be doing. We talk about it with the podcast and that kind of stuff, but just trying to put out one video a week or something like that, or one video every 2 weeks, making sure that you look up how to optimize your stuff for the YouTube algorithm or for the Twitch algorithm and all that kind of stuff is, if I were getting started in content creation, there's a lot of great tools out there to learn how SEOs work and all that kind of good stuff. But just being consistent, and it sounds like you kind of have a good idea of it, because dude, if I were you, I would name the series The Road to Soloing Haddix. And I would pump that up, and I would tag Haddix in all of it, and hopefully Haddix goodmans you and retweets it and whatever. But I know I would if I were in his shoes. I think that's really funny. And I would just, like being active in the community and, doing stuff like being in chats and that kind of stuff is definitely good. You don't want to self-promote in other people's stuff, but just trying to make sure that if they're scrolling YouTube and they go, oh, OJ, man, like he's in Haddix's chat all the time and he's trying to solo Haddix. What is this? And just trying to do it that way is the way that I would do it. But BaRRa might have better advice for you because he's an actual content creator that's consistent, unlike me.
Creating a Smurf that is called Road to Soloing Haddix would be really entertaining as well.
That would be funny.
Basically, every time you play Smite, just turn the stream on. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Just turn the stream on. Don't care about your viewer count. Just hide it. Don't care about how active your chat is. Just act like you are just vocally saying everything you're doing. But you also don't have to be like talking the whole time. Just don't. It'll come more naturally the more you do it. And you can put on like a different persona if you turn on your stream, but you don't have to. As far as getting better, like getting out of hard stuck diamond, I would snipe as many streamers as you can. Snipe Incon, snipe me, snipe Haddix, snipe Vin. You will get in our games. If you're diamond, you will get in our games. And it'll be really entertaining once Haddix loads up against someone named Road to Soloing Haddix. It'll be like, what's going on here? And that will instantly blow you up. Like once you get in those games with that name, it'll blow you up. And it's very
100%.
easy to snipe our queues, especially in the morning where the population of the ranked scene isn't like, you're not going to have like all over 3,000 people or 3,000 ELO people in those lobbies. So just sniping streamers' queues, and you can snipe Incon and casuals as well. You can snipe weekend. I don't know if you need lobbies. Do you need a party of 5 to snipe a party of 5?
I think it
actually don't know
helps,
how-
but it isn't
Okay.
necessary. But I think it does help.
I would try to do that. Snipe as many streamers as you can. That's honestly how I got started. I would literally snipe whoever was on Smite game, and I would grief them and have fun. I wouldn't suggest
don't do
griefing
that.
them. I would suggest that.
Jacob writing that down.
But-
Ruin someone's game.
I wouldn't suggest that, but just being in their games will make you. It'll normalize playing its pro players and playing its normal people or known people. Sorry, not normal people. Yeah, just it's literally every time you play Smite, just turn on your stream and
you already got your first viewer here, Jacob. Jack 3621 in chat says would 100% watch this. So there you go.
There you go.
You're already on the road, bro. But I'm excited for the moment that you solo Haddix. I'm gonna be pumped for you, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna solo him with his own Arthur. That's gonna be the goal.
Oh,
I
no.
love it, bro.
Oh my, you did not. Oh.
Yeah, because I'm an Arthur one trick.
There you go. You know what? Mad Lad's right. Whenever you solo Haddix, we'll bring you back on the podcast. That's what we'll do.
True.
That'll be that's your goal now is to show us the clip of you soloing Haddix with King Arthur. And then
I'm gonna be
and
so
he can't
happy.
int to you for it, for the record. And I'm gonna know.
True.
I know an int
Okay,
when I
okay.
see one.
Well, I know Haddix well enough to where if he's laning at someone that's named Road to Soloing Haddix, he will not let you solo
He is
him.
gonna absolutely dumpster you, man. I don't know how to tell you otherwise. He is gonna
He
work.
will
you.
not give you that opportunity.
But that'll feel good whenever you eventually earn it. You know, it'll
Yep,
feel
yep.
good when you eventually earn it. That's for sure. All right. Well, I think that does it. But everyone's gonna come on in. We want everyone to come in to the live on air channel here. I think Tony's working on that. Big shout outs to Tony and to Jonah and to Aaron, the prediction team, for putting this all together. This was an unbelievable amount of fun. I already can't wait until the next time we do it. When I'm
A
super
big
low
shout
at
out to
some point.
everyone who
So,
bought tickets and helped support us. And
yes,
this has been something we've been talking about behind the scenes for a very long time. And I was pretty nervous about today's episode, and it went so smooth. Like, this is one of my favorite episodes ever.
easily. I would do this every week if we could. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. This is my favorite podcast to date by a country mile. And I would love to do this every week, but obviously I don't think that's feasible. But that's
talk about
just the way
Smite
it is.
sometime.
Yeah, gotta talk about Smite sometimes, but it has been an unbelievable amount of fun. So thank you everybody who got tickets. Thank you to everybody who watched and who listened. You guys are what makes us want to do this podcast every week. And we'll be back next week talking about playoffs, because playoffs will be concluded. Playoffs! That's a sports reference that not everyone's going to get, especially Barrett, because he doesn't know anything about sports.
As long as it's not, I think you should leave.
Well, then that's true. You wouldn't get that either.
Apparently,
all right,
everyone's favorite show ever.
Everyone's favorite show. It's such a great show. So to close the show, of course, Barra always does the buy, but we want everyone who got a ticket to do the same with you. So on the count, I'm going to count down from 5, and on go, I want everyone to give your best Barra buy all at the same time. So here we go, everyone. Thanks everyone for watching. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Bye. Beautiful.